Welcome to Erotic by Nature. I'm Angela Thurston. Today's Unfiltered Conversation is about planning sex dates. I had a viewer send in a letter asking, how do you plan a date, ultimately where you want to make love with your partner? How do you do that in a way that it doesn't seem contrived, or when you both are there and you've shown up that you feel forced to have to perform? So this is an excellent question. I know for myself, because my partner and I have very busy lives, we do plan a date with each other every second week. If you could do it every week, that would be really great. But, we are busy. So we do it every second week. And what I suggest is you allot a really good chunk of time, like 3-4 hours. We do 4 hours because then that gives us a lot of time and space for connection. Connection in ways that we might not be able to intimately get to with the day-to-day activities of life. So when you're planning your date, the important thing is to remember that you might not end up having sex on your date. The idea of the date is to create space where the two of you can show up, creating the space and the time that you're committed to, that you're not planning activities except for to be with each other. And because we really do need this to nourish our relationships. And during this time, because it is a fair chunk of time, I suggest creating an extremely sensual experience and coming up with different ideas and ways where you can connect with each other physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So, as you know, I love ritual. So make it a ritual event. For us, we create the space in our bedroom. We light candles, we bring in music, and we begin by connecting with each other in non-physical ways. Just really taking that time to do some breathing and connecting with our own selves, and then connecting with each other. And then we go from there. One of the practices that we love to do is having a bath together because it gets us in that warm water. We put in different oils, some sea salt, some baking soda, and it gives us a time to connect intimately but non-sexually. So we get to talk about where we're at in that moment, what's up for us in that moment, how are we feeling in our bodies, and just getting a really good sense of the present moment. Because every time you show up together, it's always going to be different because different things happen in our lives, different emotions are going to be present, we're going to maybe have different aches and pains in our body. And in those moments, you can decide how you would like the time together to unfold. Perhaps you begin by massaging oil into each other. Perhaps you start with a joint meditation. And the thing to remember is also to be prepared. There is so much to be said about preparation. So the day before, also discuss what kinds of foods do you want to share in? Because remember, you want to make this really sensual. What kind of food is so delicious to you that gets your senses ignited and stimulated? So plan your meal and make sure it's simple so that you don't have to do a whole bunch of fussing while you are in your date. One of our favorites is doing a meat and cheese and olive and some sort of delicious fresh baked bread and getting that ready so that when we're ready to eat, we just have to bring that out. And of course, a luscious dessert that just gets everything juicy and watering. If you want to have beverages, make sure that you have your beverages. And then just show up, be present, come into your time together with no attachment to any sexual outcome. You're showing up to create intimacy with your partner and see what unfolds. And you get to navigate it moment to moment, depending on where you both are. So I highly recommend committing to that time to nourishing your relationship with your partner. And I would love to hear what kind of ideas you currently practice or would like to practice, because that helps all of us bring freshness into our relationships. So I wish you a most delicious date, and we'll talk with you soon.